Force of Nature was a series of walks, workshops, sessions out and about in the beautiful Isle of Wight landscape.
Helping people to reconnect with nature and celebrating the beautiful landscapes of the island as well. But it was particularly aimed at people who might have some sort of a barrier to connecting with nature, which could be on any basis really, and it gets you thinking a lot about, what are the barriers that stop people spending more time in nature, which could be basic things like time and, having to work a lot, or it could be mobility issues or mental health issues, or any number of things about whether you see yourself as fitting in within certain cultures or groups or environments. And I think we were mindful in the project that people might engage for any number of those reasons or other reasons.
What I really hope people get out of this is that everything's within them already, and it's a question, one of the barriers is just letting ourselves do it. It doesn't have to be perfect for an audience, it just has to be satisfying for you.
Sounds good.
And to try and provide connections with like-minded people, encouraging us to think differently about the creative ways in which we engage with nature and what that might mean.
The important thing is that we help people connect to themselves in nature. We'll start with Tadasana, with the mountain pose, grounding activity, which is just really about letting the group know that they're here and present. Mind like the sky, body like the mountain, heart like the ocean, which is this beautiful image that everything is infinite within us. We've got infinite capacity to feel, to love, to experience ourselves, nature, the world.
One of my really fun things was, though, right at the beginning, we all went down to Sandown Beach, and to represent us throwing away our barriers to whatever was stopping us from getting out and about, we chose a stone, we picked it up, we felt the weight of the stone in our hand, and we named the stone as the barrier to what was stopping us having the experience we want, and we chucked it into the sea. And it's just a really simple thing, but it really felt like we were just casting it away so that we were free to go and play.
And I really like that, because it's a simple thing, but because it's a physical thing as well. You're actually throwing the stone into the sea.
It's that metaphorically rids us of our barriers.
Yeah.
An action, it's an action.
Exactly, yeah. Exploring the island through each other, through art, nature, words, images, is great.
So we set up the Isle of Wight Rare Breed Centre to invite local communities and local people in to share the environment that we've got here, linking farm animals, farming and nature with local people. I think it's so important for well-being to be outside and in the different elements, whether it's a windy day, wet like today, or whether it's a nice warm sunny day, and just really being aware of our surroundings. We want to really grow the number of groups that come along, and we want to share this space that we think is really special.
And remembers all their names.
That is duck egg blue, isn't it?
Yeah. It's been pretty cool to see how farming can work in conjunction with nature, and how people are still helping to preserve all our heritage breeds.
It's just been lovely to spend time on the farm and have that closeness, not just with nature, but with also the domestic side of it and how they're symbiotic. It's not just, these animals aren't just a product, they're also part of the whole system, and it's just been really nice.
Yeah, it's helped me to see how connected farmers are to nature too, because you kind of see them portrayed as separate, as not working with the landscape, but they have to be able to keep their animals in good health and their land in good health.
You just
So fluffy.
Oh my God, it's just delicious. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
And how nice to know you're always going to have a lovely life here.
Yes, what a good girl.
Then one of the messages they want to get out here is that, as with nature, everything is unique, and it's about celebrating how different people are and it's celebrating the individual, isn't it? And how everything.
It's okay to be different.
Exactly.
No. Gina, I'll be on sheep guard.
I just think you can see on everyone's faces that everyone's just had a brilliant time. The kind of ingredients of the group are now going to dictate what we do next. You know, I mean, like everybody's got something that they're bringing, and that they want to share with each other. Let's not stick.
obviously each week it's not just been about rocking up and going for a walk. There's been different activities and different kind of creative approaches to helping you engage more with these environments.
I like the sensual aspect of finding things, the feel of different materials, what you can make with things. Nature's just such a rich source of materials, as long as you're kind of ethically just taking, what's been discarded by nature. You can do wood carving or chalk carving or, any number of different creative activities using natural materials. It was kind of interesting how in the winter months I think we were exploring maybe kind of quieter approaches.
Sometimes we were feeling like the grass and the different lichens and the delicate petals of the flowers.
Appreciation of stuff.
You never quite know what to expect. So I've read the poster, and I thought, would it be a little bit, dare I say, far out or hippy dippy, if I can use that expression, and it was. It's absolutely brilliant because it's sort of stepping outside your comfort zone.
I hope what it gave people was just little tasters of how we can use our senses to experience the world about us. Sometimes we were thinking more about what we could hear.
And then as spring began to bloom and colour came out, we began to develop experiments using voice and thinking about how we as individuals relate with the landscape and who we are in the landscape.
People are automatically drawn to it because it's a very tactile thing. And I think you can't help yourself. It's like anything. You're drawn in and something wills you to want to touch it. And that makes that sound. And what if... So I think always at some stage or other, we're always tapping on tables or chairs, whether it's nerves or just boredom. It's always... We're finding sounds, aren't we? Or hearing sounds, even not always aware of it more acutely.
The sound of nature is really important, and nature has influenced so much in music and song. So we moved more towards using voice, using song, and even using instruments, either making things from found materials, or I brought my hand-pan drum along towards the end, which was just a lovely experience to get to hear and play an instrument like that, or to sing even in a natural environment, where you're looking at spectacular, stunning views, and you're able to kind of add your voice to that.
And while I've been documenting those activities for the most part rather than partaking, it will be really nice to present this film as my contribution to the group and my way of saying thanks for letting me be a part of it, and bring my own creative skill set to help encapsulate the whole experience for everybody.
We spoke of our promises, our plans and dreams, of projects finished and ideas laid aside. We recommitted to our visions, to focus, clarity, choice and trust, eating bits of honey cake to seal our vows.
Cake.
Bringing our claims into us, where they might become a living part of our own forms.
Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. Parsley, sage,
rosemary and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine.
Dancing delightfully down in the garden, I squished on some daisies, oh I do beg your pardon. How marvellously funny it is to discover the lovely and luscious leaves returning my smile. I dance through the trees and sway in the breeze. Pleasure.
Wonderful.
Well done, everyone.
It's been a really unique experience for me because normally when you're enlisted as a videographer or editor for a project, there's a very prescribed expectation or outcome. And with this, there was none of that. I was given a real creative freedom with it, and at first that was very daunting because I was rocking up for the first couple of weeks just filming random shots here and there, and the lack of structure was quite a blur for me. I didn't really know how that was all going to culminate into a finished product. But eventually it just really clicked, and the more I spoke to people about their experiences at these different places, and the more shots I got of these different landscapes and different weathers, the story just started to write itself. You know, it was about the people and about their experiences.
I think what I most enjoyed about the project was the people who I've met.
You open up to other people's ideas. I think when you go for a walk on your own, you tend to see nature as you've always seen it. So having other people who've got ideas and skills and talents and ways of looking at the world, being out with them is great.
It's just so fantastic to find that everybody who joined the group, without exception, it was like you'd found your own tribe.
It's just great to be around other people, really.
I wanted to get more involved with the nature communities and learn what people see in the landscape around them.
It's lovely to be in a group that kind of appreciates nature. Different people have different knowledge, bring different things to the group.
I think it's sharing of ideas and experiences in a very relaxed manner where you're not being judged.
I think we've kind of all made new friends and all sort of connected with nature, learned a lot more about some of our areas that we live in.
I find groups quite difficult actually because I get very overwhelmed because I'm autistic. Being in a smaller group outside, that makes it a lot easier.
For me, obviously, it was slightly different where I had the camera. I was a bit more on the periphery trying to capture those candid moments and reactions that people were having. But I still felt completely part of the group.
Every time we had a session, I really look forward to seeing the group again, and I hope that we will all stay in touch and do other things beyond the project. And to me, that's a fantastic outcome.
And if I may speak on Ben's behalf, he's thoroughly enjoyed it. He's been chirping about it since we did the first group a few weeks ago. And last week he spontaneously said, Rebecca, the group, and started singing. So that sums it up for me.
It was quite healing as well, quite a healing project, because we just all really enjoyed each other's company and had some lovely times and went to some beautiful places.
We always like to try new things, don't we, Ben? We're always open to new opportunities, because there's a lot out there to see and do.
I just thought it would be not an excuse, but a catalyst for me to actually go out and spend time in nature on a regular basis.
I've spent a lot of my life 9 to 5 in an office, and for once I could actually get outside.
And I could actually just participate, because that's quite valuable.
But it's about our connectedness and realising we're not going out into nature. We are nature, we are part of nature, and I think that's what's so important about it.
Nature is like the ultimate medicine. It gets you out, it gets you feeling better about yourself.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I love being out in nature.
Even if the weather's not perfect, it's still wonderful to be outdoors.
There's been some weeks where I felt really busy, and rocking up to do this project just at first seemed like, it's just another thing I've got to fit into my schedule. But when you get to these places and you get out in these really open environments where you can almost just go off and explore, there's a real meditative state that you get into, and it was a really cathartic experience actually some weeks.
Literal and metaphorical fresh air.
And as I think I said right at the beginning, you know, an open heart is the key to the door.
If my mood is low or I'm feeling stressed, I just love being in green spaces.
It really fires up all the senses, and it just is so good for your mental health.
It's made quite a difference to me as well, because I've actually, since joining the Force of Nature project, I've gotten a small job with a local nature reserve, so that's been really quite something. I would have never have thought of it before.
So you get inspired by something, like the lady singing and someone reading a poem, and I'm thinking, God, yeah, I haven't read poetry for years. And, oh, that's all right, and that's really, and it sparks off different ideas and things. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, and it sort of opens avenues into new ideas and paths, and that can never be a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, inspirational. And nature is inspirational, isn't it? It's the one true artist.
Absolutely heavenly, it really is.
I think for all its flaws as a place, nature really is the lifeblood of the Isle of Wight, and I think it's really the anchor for a lot of people in why they're so willing and proud to call it home.
It's really unique and lovely to have this one group of people that you only do this one thing with.
Being in the elements, it just resonates, this healthiness and the oxygen, and then this like ancientness of human beings being in nature and feeling the changes of seasons.
I think it makes me want to be inside even less.
I have kind of less fear of like, okay, so then just do it.
And have you enjoyed it? Yeah.
May all love surround you, and may the quiet light within you guide you home. Take a breath.
One at the back, she was a commercial.